Hey everyone, welcome to
everybody.
episode 202.
Hey D'Angelo, do you want to screenshot my picture again? I did my hair perfectly
Oh yeah.
today, so
Yeah, that
I don't want to thought that was like anything like that was a
I know. I don't
slap in
know.
the face.
I-
Because I didn't see anything wrong.
No, you were showing off that nice tattoo with your hair looking good. Like I don't know.
I mean, the only thing that would be devastating is if I looked like one of them.
Right?
Like then I'd be embarrassed if I looked like a D'Angelo.
Yeah.
I'd be extremely bad.
Like
I
the
have
thing that
huge
Philip
ears.
was holding on the beach.
Yeah.
What was that even for?
That was Nana.
all right.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
That's gonna be a rough one.
Yeah, I think so. All right. We had what a weekend.
Yeah.
Is that your first time you ever seen it would be a president being
Yeah.
shot or something?
Assassination
Attempt.
Yeah.
Ex-president or president. Yeah. Because I lived through one and it was Reagan. And you guys,
Kennedy.
Kennedy?
I got to talk to you guys about
Second grade, the intercom that he had been shot. They didn't say he was dead yet, and they sent us all home.
Wow.
79th Street School, second grade. Mrs. Eccles.
When was the first? Do you guys remember seeing it? Did they show it? Did they on
Yeah, they
TV?
showed it to second graders.
No.
Just on
We
the
got home on the news. On the news. We had the black and white TV. We didn't have TVs in our classroom.
Right.
No TVs in the classrooms then.
Now, why can't
You had to
someone
actually
ever
pay
take out
attention.
D'Angelo or something? Why can't?
Now you got
Yeah,
technology.
we'd have. Yeah. Well, let me play this video of what happened on the weekend. I know you all saw it, but let's just play this so we can all be on the same page. And then I'd like to hear from people out there too what they think. Here you go.
That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened. Let me get my shoes, sir. Hold on, your head is bloody. So we gotta move to the bus. Let me get my shoes. Okay, watch out.
Get up, you might get a
All
bullet
right,
through you.
so there was
I wouldn't listen.
former President Trump being shot in the ear. Luckily, because if he was looking forward, it would have been in the head.
That's the scariest part. I mean, when it goes through your ear, how close? I mean, you're just a fidget away from.
And it's not, and I hate to say it, it's not a staged event because somebody died. Somebody got
It
killed.
was a fraction of an inch that saved his life by turning his head at the last moment.
Yeah, unbelievable.
And the poor, he was a fireman.
Yeah.
Yeah. 50
50 years old was killed in front
Couple
of
of
his
girls.
children.
Did you read what his daughter wrote?
I did.
Oh my God.
Allison.
Yes.
I gotta see that.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, she's
She-
20 years old.
And she said he actually shielded her, that she wouldn't be alive right now if it hadn't been for her father. That
Yeah.
he actually jumped over top of her and her mother and stopped them from being hit by
He knew
bullets.
enough to get down.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You said you couldn't jump up.
Wow.
Yeah, right. Boom.
Well, I'm saying I would have ran the hell out of it.
What kills me is
did.
if you look at that video, there is a man sitting right in the stands behind where
Right.
the president goes down. He has on that green kind of safari hat, if you will.
Yes.
Have you watched him? He gets up and he's watching. he could have been hit. I would have been down on the
He was
ground going
looking.
like this. He's up there looking back.
He was crouched. He was in a crouched position, looking, probably trying to see if he could see any
Right.
Not crouched.
threat.
Yeah, that was it.
That wasn't
Wasn't he bent
crouched.
over?
He stands up, he has hands on his knees, and he's
No.
looking.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
I'll tell you one thing though about the one part that I don't understand is the shooter being able to get where he got. And everyone's saying he's there. A cop goes up, a policeman, a local police, I guess, butler, maybe sheriff, deputy, goes up there and decides to come down.
With an AR-15.
Yeah.
It's not small.
Right. He saw
There's,
it.
there's people who witnessed the shooter beforehand and were
Mhm.
trying to say
He
something.
had to come walking up with it. Well, how else he had it in the bag? Well, it's carrier case thing. And then he climbs on top of the building. It's broad daylight and that building is totally exposed.
Yeah, no drones, no. And they said the local police were in charge of it, and that they were below the overhang, so that's why they
I
couldn't
did-
see the shooter when everybody was
The
pointing
shooter,
out.
Thomas Matthew Cooks, I did see that he was in a BlackRock ad. He actually was I didn't try to say that. He was in a commercial for BlackRock. They were doing something about retirement for teachers, and they were filming it at his school, and he happened to be in it. So supposedly BlackRock is going to scrub they don't want to show it no more.
You know what else kills me is why do we have such a hard time getting into people's phones? Like they couldn't
Oh, yeah.
get into his phone, and
I
I
don't believe
remember that from
And we
a
have a
lesser.
our phones.
I know yeah, right.
I don't believe it. Those people are so tech, they get
From a lesser point of view, that Murdoch case, if anybody remembers from South Carolina, they found his phone on the side of the road, and it took them weeks before they were able to get the
Really?
information off of his iPhone. And I don't
So the
understand why.
technology they have, they could get into any.
Right.
It's the CIA. It's sitting there on the desk of some CIA agent. They can't get in it.
Yeah, they could if they
well,
wanted.
we'll see. But who knows what they're gonna come up with. Oh, we found this. How do you know? I mean, I don't trust the FBI
No.
and all that anymore. How could you?
No. Here's a quick video that I found about the shooter, just to explain where he comes from and who he is.
Thomas Matthew Crooks, the 20-year-old suspect who attempted to assassinate former President Donald Trump. After Crooks fired multiple shots from an AR-style rifle, a Secret Service sniper shot and killed him. In a briefing Sunday, the FBI said that limited insights from his recent communications didn't reveal anything about Crooks's motive or suggest that anyone else was involved. But some answers may lie in Crooks's cell phone, which the FBI shipped to its lab in Virginia. Crooks lived in Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, about an hour's drive south of Butler, where the rally took place.
Thomas Crooks.
He graduated from Bethel Park High School in 2022. He seemed to have little social media presence or record of political activism.
He was quiet, but he was just bullied. He was bullied so much. He'd wear hunting outfits sometimes.
Pennsylvania voting records show that he was a registered Republican. And on the day of Joe Biden's inauguration, a Federal Election Commission record shows Crooks gave $15 to the Democratic-aligned Progressive Turnout Project. Crooks did appear to have an account on Discord, a messaging app. A Discord spokesman said he hadn't posted on that account in months, and that the platform had removed his account based on its off-platform behavior policy. Witness accounts placed Crooks on a roof less than 450 feet away from Trump.
We noticed a guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us.
Crooks' father, who the gun had belonged to, assumed his son had gone to a gun range, but became concerned when he couldn't reach him, according to people familiar with the investigation. He called police after news of the shooting. The FBI also said that Crooks hadn't been on the agency's radar as a possible threat before the shooting, and that there were no signs of mental health issues.
Yeah, so there's a little bit about
So why was he on the radar? Why?
And how do they come up with he's acted alone? How do they know? They don't even have any information.
They haven't
yet.
opened his
But
phone.
no, he acted alone. I don't like it.
To the person in the comments that thinks it's staged, I mean, somebody actually lost their lives. Another American. This isn't just about President Trump.
they said that I'm just going to respond. I think you missed it. because that was already brought up in the comments, and Justice said that does happen in those events. People do lose their lives. So just telling you, I'm not looking to argue.
I think he was fired. By
Yeah.
somebody.
Do you guys, being that you were alive for Kennedy, does it feel similar at all?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think
Look,
so.
I'm older than her, so, yes and no. That's the best way to answer it. Yes, it was, startling and not unexpected. Kennedy was unexpected. This was expected because of the rhetoric of Joe Biden and the Democratic Party, calling him an existential threat day in and day out, called him Hitler, Nazi, everything, and they demonized him 24 hours a day. So a lot of us, we always are, they're going to kill him. I'm surprised. How many people said,
Didn't Biden say the day before that he should be a bullseye?
yeah, it's time to put a bullseye on him.
Yeah.
It was 5 days before.
Something.
5 days, something like that. So you got the so-called president of the United States making statements like that, and his party saying demeaning things about him, and he's a threat to the United States of America.
Right.
He's a Russian operative.
Right. Now,
He's Putin's friend and all that. So you get a nutbag like this, and I don't believe that kid acted alone by any chance.
I guess that's what I mean, like the shooter and I mean, obviously we're in a more advanced stage now with all the social media and the
Right.
TV access that we have and all that. But just from things that I've read, like I just get that same feeling from the shooter
But
that,
here's-
that there's more to it, and that they're trying to say, "Oh, look over here."
Right.
When in reality, I think when we find out the truth, if we ever do, it'll be.
And the difference at this point, back then, President Kennedy, for the most part, was adored. I was a little kid. He was my favorite president ever. I didn't know what a Democrat or Republican was.
Right.
He was not USA #1. He was pro-military, a strong military, and reduced taxes.
Didn't I think there was people though, like the Russians and the Cubans hated him.
Well, yeah, the Bay of Pigs and all those things. It might be
Mafia, right? The mob, because of his brother.
girlfriend thing too.
And I think Southern whites weren't real happy with him. I remember in Texas. It
But
was
we
kinda-
didn't know that as
Yeah.
people back
Right.
then. We have a lot more
Right.
information at us now.
Right.
We didn't have that. We had little black white TVs.
Yeah.
And we'd listen. And when Walter Cronkite told you something, you believed him.
Right.
Nowadays, look
There's
what you
nothing.
have.
Yes.
But so it was much more of a, let me put it this way, a national car crash. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was unbelievable doom that set upon this nation, and there was people crying everywhere. 79th Street School, I remember the teachers in the hall crying.
Yeah.
It was so in that case it was way different, but this is horrible bad too.
He had bomb matter. He had
IEDs,
he had stuff. Yeah, I don't know what
they
he
were
was
saying. He was like improvised IEDs.
and stuff in the house. Cause it's when I saw the mother, I think it was, she was pulling out of her driveway at that house. And she said, yeah, the FBI came here I didn't even know they were coming. They told us to leave. This is a national emergency. And she said they had to leave the house.
What I will
So-
say to Justice is Donald Trump might have a foul mouth,
Yeah.
but he could lead the country better than Biden ever could.
It's not even close.
That's
It's
the best
light
thing. I
years
mean,
better.
And you're talking about somebody who doesn't even know where he's at or
Well,
knows anything at
here's
all
the
what he's
thing.
doing.
At the point where we're voting on morality at this point, I mean, Biden showers with his daughter, Trump is a pedophile. Like, there's just all this shit that goes on that's said.
Well, look at you.
But Trump is no worse than anyone else. I mean,
No, they're
The
all.
one thing Trump isn't, with all the criticism on Trump, and we know what Biden is. He's treasonous, in my opinion. One thing Trump isn't is a traitor. My opinion. He's not a traitor. He might be an asshole. He might be
he's a
bombastic.
scumbag, but vote for your pocketbook, for
He's-
God's sake.
But I will take him light years ahead of Joe Biden. Joe Biden's a criminal. He's always been a criminal. He was the butt of jokes when he was a young politician.
Right.
Obama even cracked on him.
Yeah.
So, Trump, I like, personally, for me, I like Trump. I think he's nowhere near as bad as these
I'm
people
gonna-
made him out to be. That's why they do. That's why they shot him.
I'm going to attempt to try to read this.
Chris's.
I will read. I know this is from Chris Ruggiero. I know so many Democrats and most think it's absolutely horrible. That said, if you think, in parentheses here, we got my man, Mr. Delzapo, that the other side, Democrats and Biden specifically, haven't been demonized, I have lots of screenshots from the last 4 years to help show that the vitriol is spewed from both sides. I've heard seeing Democrats are evil more times than I can count. It's a problem on both sides, and neither of these candidates belong in the race this time around. That's from Chris.
Chris, the only thing I would say about that, yes, you're right that there's from both sides. I agree with you. However, the Democratic Party is guilty of purposely opening up our southern border to the invasion. It's not by accident. It's not a normal year in the United States. It was purposely done. People have been killed. Girls have been raped and murdered. Child trafficking, the fentanyl crisis, and it's all been bought and paid for by the American taxpayer by the direction of the Democratic Party. That's what I'm talking about. It wasn't like just something that happened. It's planned. They took away Title 42. They took away the Stay in Mexico policy, which had, I think, between 24 and 30,000 Mexican troops guarding our border.
Wasn't it?
It was-
Prove that Donald Trump is part
It
of
was
the
per-
trafficking.
He was, well, let me just finish this and I'll shut
He
up.
was, I'll tell you something.
He purposely did it, Chris. There's the difference. A lot of politicians get in there, they make mistakes or they're goofy or whatever. This is purposeful with full intent. That's why I call him a traitor.
Yeah, let me say one thing though, to Chris's point, not really to Chris, but just to his point. I do agree. It's a mess.
Yeah.
It's both ways. It's ridiculous. The stuff that's
The
said,
vitriol, yeah.
the nonsense, it's gotten worse and worse in my lifetime, probably since Monica Lewinsky. I think it started for me, and probably even sooner, but in my lifetime, I remember it with Clinton, when they went after Clinton so hard, and then all of a sudden Rush Limbaugh showed up and everything just, to me, then in 2000, you've got that election with Gore and Bush, where it's got they couldn't get that going. And I feel like ever since then, it's just gone to a what do you call it, crescendo or whatever.
I'm going to tell you this. I'm in stage 5 kidney failure. I afforded my medications under Donald Trump. Under Joe Biden, I'm drowned. There's no help for my Medicare. I don't qualify for Medicaid. I could pay for my medications when Donald Trump was president. I could afford where we lived, which now we're going to have to move out of and downgrade because of Joe Biden. So maybe not Joe Biden, the Democrats. You could put any stick puppet up there like Joe Biden and it would be the same thing. I'm voting for what it does for me because I'm sick of voting for who's doing this, who's friends with Epstein, who was friends with this person, who was friends with that person. Screw all that. Vote for yourselves. If you're not voting for yourselves out there, you're crazy.
And you know what, Chris? Let me add this to it. When Clinton was in office, he was a scumbag, but he did a pretty decent job. Sometimes he wasn't all bad.
Hold on,
But-
Joseph retarded because
And
But-
no,
but-
I'm not
but-
okay with him
when
molesting
the fuck
kids.
did she ever say that she's okay with him molesting kids? But you have no proof that he's molested any kids. So
And
when
Joe
you
And I could
Joe
just
Biden
easily-
sniffs fucking kids.
Right.
So,
I could just as
What's this?
easily say that Joe
They're
Biden.
saying, look,
showers with her
look, and I hate to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. The Democratic Party says anything, and see what sticks on the wall. They've been doing this for 4 years. That's why people like me, I was never that political. Now we're fighting.
What's happening with Joe Biden? He's letting child sex traffickers into this country. He's letting them into
On
the country.
purpose.
On purpose. So there you
The
go.
fentanyl trade, they don't care. He could have shut the border down anytime he wants. He doesn't need extra permission. He has presidential powers to do that. He's refused. He let Chinese spy balloons float over our bomber bases because he's tied into China. The guy's just beyond scum.
It's
He's a
literally
traitor.
on the record.
Now, Trump, whatever you like him, don't like him, he's
Goodbye.
not a traitor.
Don't let the door hit you on the way out there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't
Oh, this is a woman too?
I don't know.
I don't think anyone here said that. I think Robin's exact words were, they're both scumbags.
Right,
See,
yeah.
I love it, but I don't agree to that. I think
Come on, Jerry, he cheated on his wife when she was pregnant. He's a
I
No,
get
no,
it. You're
that's
fucking
not
retarded
true.
still.
What is that, the
You're
Stormy
fucking
Daniels
retarded.
story?
And you're okay with
Come
child
on.
sex trafficking.
As much as I'm
Okay with all
voting
that
for
stuff,
Trump,
so-
and
No, I
Go
see
on,
it
go
differently.
on, keep going.
She signed off on that a long time ago.
yeah, but that doesn't mean that he didn't cheat on his wife. He cheated on his wife.
But then
He's a scumbag.
but it's speculation, or is it?
He said he cheated on his wife, and he tried to hide it from her.
I know.
And I don't blame him. If I cheated on him,
Then he would be-
then
Then he would be a scumbag.
I'd be a scumbag.
Then he'd be a scumbag. But I never heard that he admitted to it.
Yeah, but
you
he
want
is. They're both scumbags. Vote for yourself.
One's for
Save
the
yourself.
USA, the other isn't. There's
Right.
the difference.
That's
One's
true.
for the USA, the other is not.
All right, I have to grab
Oh,
control of the wheel here. Because no one can hear and all hell's breaking loose on the message board. What do you guys think about the fact that, I think we might have already talked about this, I can't remember anymore, that, did we talk about the bomb making stuff?
Yeah,
Did we talk
it
about
was in
that?
his van too,
And it was in the house.
in the house.
So he had a different plan, I guess. You know,
What, the
more. What's that?
The shooter?
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
would make bombs?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess so.
bomb material on
Allegedly,
him,
yeah.
and the bomb material making things in the house. Now, how the parents don't know. How's his parents not know?
Right.
Well, he was what, 20 years old? I'm sure he has his own room. He probably was down in the basement.
That's why. How wasn't he on the internet? That's crazy.
Yeah, that's, if you're trying to make bombs, nobody's going to the library and looking it up anymore. You go online
Right.
and you look all that stuff up.
Yeah, I don't know.
Right. But he didn't have to be online.
So,
Yeah.
and he still
Right.
lived with his parents,
Yeah.
and they didn't know that he was making
Yeah.
bombs.
My parents wouldn't have known,
No.
but or they would have exploded them on me.
My parents would have kicked my ass.
Yeah,
We didn't have our own privacy like that.
I think the problem is, like, there's so, again, look at all the, who knows what's right and what's wrong. There's so much misinformation.
Thank you, Scott, exactly. We are the
Thank
only
you,
ones
Scott.
who support and, well, no, we are the only ones who don't support child sex trafficking, and we're the only ones who talk about that subject. We're the only ones who bring it up and expose rapists and pedophiles, so Justice can go fuck himself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, being a cheater on your wife is horrible, but opening your country to what you're talking about, it's not I guess it's no equivocation. It's
To me, my only point was they're both scumbags.
Yeah,
If we're voting on morality, then we should start from scratch.
Yeah,
because-
right.
Because we need two new
Well, you're
people.
not going to find anybody who is perfect. That's the
Right.
number one thing. Okay, so if you're walking around going, I've never done this, I've never done that, I've never thought about this or that, then you're just not a real person. But what we're supposed to look at is who's going to take care of the United States now. Who's going to come in here and help us get back? We got people that are losing their homes. We got more people that are homeless than ever. We got people coming across the border that don't belong here.
Yep.
And that, you know, the Democratic Party, because Biden is in there, is giving them money and places to live. And our own people, our Americans and our vets are out on the streets.
Yep.
Because they can't afford to live anymore. They can't afford it. You're either going to eat or you're going to have a roof over your head. Which one are you picking? You know?
Yep.
So I want the person who's going to come in and take care of America.
Yes.
And to me, that's Trump. I don't care if Trump talks like an asshole.
Right.
Actually, he should be a comedian. And some of the things that come out of his mouth, if you listen to him, it's kind of funny because he sounds stupid sometimes,
Right.
but he is for America.
Yes. Gail, I couldn't have said it any better.
I
Jerry, we both
don't-
should have shut up and just.
See, I
let Gail
don't,
speak.
what I,
Whatever the other-
And the passion. We're building the passion up.
what I don't believe is that either party cares about America. Maybe Donald Trump does, but those parties, maybe he does. Well, maybe, but I don't think those parties do.
All right,
I
but
think
then
they-
take away the party.
We need to.
Take away the
badly,
party.
Yeah.
Is Biden helping us?
No.
Well, did Trump help us?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I mean,
Everything was cheaper.
when
So it
he
comes
was
down to
there, we were able to live.
It does
Yeah.
come down to that.
That's all. Take the, you know what? You're right, though. Take the parties out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just come down to the people, the person. Donald Trump is America first. The other guy is China first.
See,
And also, Donald Trump is willing to stand with Joe Biden and take a competency test right now. Why isn't Joe Biden saying,
It's all-
you know what, you're right,
'Cause he's
shake
not
hands?
competent.
Right.
They're giving
doesn't
him some kind of mind altering drugs putting the words in front of him and standing him up there. It's almost like somebody
Looks
has something
horrible.
up his ass and moving his.
Yeah.
It looks
It-
horrible.
How
You
about,
know what? His wife should be ashamed of herself because for her to let that go on,
what about hiding his cognitive,
I'm gonna turn
State.
this around.
how about hiding his cognitive state from the people though? Nobody, a lot of people didn't know he was that bad. All right,
And Cindy here is right about Robert F. Kennedy. They wouldn't even let him get
he
involved.
should have been involved.
I would have loved to have seen what people would have thought if they had heard more of him.
I'm a Trump supporter, but you should have been there.
They should have given him a shot. And I'm sure that the Democrats didn't want that. Yeah, they sold stuff to highest bidder. My whole point is, and I think everyone knows me, I hate the parties bad. Like, I really hate them. Like, I have
Let's
no,
forget about the parties.
Hmm.
What do you out there think if Kamala becomes our freaking president? Who wants Kamala as our president?
right.
Really?
Raise your hand.
All she
Yeah.
can do is laugh. I don't think she can put two sentences together without just standing there and laughing.
Mhm.
Like she has no competency whatsoever. So
None.
we've got Biden and then we got her.
Well,
We're screwed.
because Biden said he wanted to pick things that check certain boxes, and instead of picking the right person, he just
you did what
checks the
Secret
boxes.
Service does, yeah.
Yeah, he picked what people thought should be there.
Right, exactly. They
I-
thought it should be a woman.
I
They
can
thought,
laugh too.
yeah,
I
right.
can laugh with the best of them. Put me up there.
I'll get on the trampoline.
You get my vote.
I'm telling you, like that's all she does. You say something to her, and she just
Yeah, she
bursts out
cackles up,
laughing.
yeah.
She doesn't talk.
Right.
Trump did pick JD Vance today,
Yep.
39 years
I
old
like it.
from Ohio. So 39, can you imagine that with all these old people?
That's all
Run-
it is.
Yeah, he's only 39.
Veteran,
So
I
that's
met a
crazy.
Marine and fought.
And he
Fought
lived
abroad,
a
yeah.
very tough life. If you read it, you got to read his book. I guess it was a bestseller.
Yeah,
He
Mhm.
grew up really, really poor, yeah.
Yeah.
And some bad spots of Ohio.
So you Trump haters out there, just grind it out for the next 4 years. Let him fix the country, and then you'll have a much more polished and more honorable person. It's right.
What we need is for our America to start living again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Right.
see anybody out there actually living. You can't afford to drive anywhere. You can't afford rent. I mean, a freaking
Mortgage.
apartment down on 19th and Pine is like $1,100 to $1,400.
It's crazy.
What?
Yep.
Yeah.
What?
The building ain't worth that much.
I know.
Oh, geez. Yeah.
Allegedly, Scott, allegedly.
Well,
Like, kind of like Janelle.
I, yeah, I can't even know, like, no. We won't even know again. There was something I was just going to say though about, well, you know what's funny? Growing up, I thought about, I never saw a president impeached.
Right.
That comes up every single time
Mhm.
that a new president comes in, all the time. It's
Yep.
continually, and I'm sure we'll hear it again.
The open Pandora's
So-
box.
Yeah, and it doesn't stop.
They impeached
Um,
him over crap. It was all bull.
Mhm. They've tried everything. I mean, they've tried to make him a felon. They've tried to impeach him. They've tried to throw him in jail. They've tried to, now they've tried to kill him. Like they're just, he's,
And I don't know, and you wonder why. Like, why are they even? Why?
because
He's not in the club.
he, I
I
wish he was less in the club, but I do think
He's got to get. I wish
different.
the R wasn't in front of his name.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
wish
only
he
thing I
wasn't
wish.
in
I
the
wish there was
Republican
some way
Party.
that the R wasn't there.
If he had another slot, maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
He probably would.
Yeah,
He killed the Republicans when the first time around.
That's
He buried them.
Yeah.
Ted Cruz and
Yeah.
guys that they were running for vice president.
Yeah.
He beat them, and he beat the hell out of the Democrats.
yeah.
Look what he did to Hillary that first time around.
And that's what made him so incredibly different. Was what he did in right?
Mhm.
When he did that stuff and called out his own people or whatever you want to call
I
them.
just like how 50 Cent is going hard for Trump right now.
Oh, yeah,
I think it's funny.
Yeah, he was in Boston. Did you see that? He had the Maple Leaf hat on
yeah.
doing it.
Remember you told me, I had no idea what he was talking about. He was like, yeah, 50 cents. I'm like, what are you
I don't know who he
Like a
is.
running man for him.
Yeah, I don't know who the hell he is. Let's see. Is not a career politician like them. No, he's not. That is true. He's not a career politician.
No, he's not.
No,
I
he's a
just-
person.
I just don't. Yeah,
I like him.
I don't
But-
dislike him. I just dislike. I wish, you know what? I wish we didn't even pick JD Vance. I wish he'd have picked someone out of this whole
I
thing.
wish that he would have picked Tulsi Gabbard.
No, I wish he'd have picked someone from a different, just not even involved. in the whole damn, like there could have been someone else.
Like a businessman.
I
Yeah.
had somebody contact me going, yeah, you're voting for somebody who said our soldiers were suckers for fighting. Remember that one? It's a
That's
total
such
lie.
bullshit, yeah.
It's a total, it wasn't even a little lie. It's a total manufactured thing.
Mhm.
Those people that we're talking about will stop at nothing. That's why I'm saying when all these Stormy Daniels, I don't believe any of those
Ask
things
the
they say.
soldiers and the veterans. I bet you
They
they
love 'em.
supported Trump.
Well, my nephew's a Marine, and he said, Uncle Jer, once he got in, everything we needed came in immediately. He goes, we couldn't get parts for the Humvees. Soon as he got in, everybody was getting everything they needed.
Yeah. The funny thing is though, is how when he got there, gas prices went down almost $1 and like a real, they went down right down.
It's $1.87 right here.
And it's 365 today again. And I'm sure, I don't care what anyone says, it does matter to grocery prices.
Everything.
We've argued about that online.
Who's arguing with you?
They say that's not true.
It is true.
It is.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
think
a lot
about
of
it.
people
Yeah.
say
And then they say that the president doesn't control that. Well,
Yeah.
how do you run on the economy if you don't
Tell them to
control
go
it?
look on the highway and watch all the trucks
Yeah.
going by carrying Wegmans products, carrying
Right.
everything moves by truck and train.
Yep.
Both of those things run on diesel.
That's something.
When you raise the price, it goes to the product.
Just
being
makes
carried.
sense.
It's just, they're all these, what those people are doing when they argue with you, John, are simply trying to, they'll say anything.
Yeah, they will.
They'll accuse him of, and that was my point with you.
Yeah,
He gets accused of everything, including mocking dead soldiers.
right.
Which was it? But it sticks. They have the
People
mainstream
believe
media.
People.
The
believe
only
anything.
reason I say
Damn it.
anything about him cheating on his wife is because remember before he was in politics and he used to
Wait,
say
if I-
any press is good press, and he
Yeah,
would
yeah,
actually
yeah.
release himself the fact that he would pictures of him
Yeah.
with these other women.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
So,
a playboy.
but that doesn't mean that he's not going to run this country like the best president.
But I think Melania is strong enough, though, too. Give
I like
Melania some
Melania.
credit. I think personally, if he has done all those things,
They
she
have-
wouldn't be there.
They have
She's got money up the.
Yeah, right. I would still
They
be there.
have muddied the water so much that we don't know what's right or what's wrong.
The whole,
Like you don't know, like because you never know
Be like, oh,
what
yeah.
is real and what's not.
I saw nothing.
Like
and they
even
want it that way.
I know because even some of the civil cases that Trump had dealt with that were concerning sexual assault and those things,
Yeah.
right? What do you think? I mean, what do you think of them?
I don't.
What do you think of them?
I don't think he sexually assaulted anyone. I think that
So how do
anyone that he's cheated on his wife with has been a grown woman
But
who, with her own mind, has decided
he
to.
was found guilty of one.
Look at Clinton.
Of
Clinton.
which one was he found? guilty?
I don't remember.
That
what it was.
to me, that's like
No. It was
That's-
someone who just put a thing in, civil suit.
I
the
mean,
Monica Lewinsky thing to me is as close to rape as you can get because you are just utilizing your
Right.
power. She is your intern and you're the president of the
Yeah, yeah,
United
yeah.
States. Are you kidding
I
me?
know. So like, oh, let's forget about all of that. But because,
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
and I mean, what about Kennedy? Look at the effect
Yeah, with
that
Maryland.
that
and-
guy had. Well, let's forget about that. So don't tell me that Trump is any worse than any of those people.
Right.
I'm sorry, but like you got that kind of power, women or men, whatever you are, start acting stupid. I want to be there with you. I want the money. I want the fame.
Right.
And then, you want to condemn Trump, but let's look back.
Right.
Go on back, people.
Yep.
Come on.
She signed off, though Stormy did sign off saying it never happened,
Mhm.
but they had to get, and it was Cohen, the lawyer, who
Right.
paid the 130,000. Trump had no idea he did that.
Right. He had,
According- Now,
yeah.
he could be lying. Don't get me wrong,
I had
right?
Yeah, but I know there is a civil case that
Yeah, there was somebody else.
found him guilty on that, on assault. That's what it was. It's you just you can look it up right now and tell me. I just can't remember. I can't look it up because of
But
this.
isn't it funny though,
But-
John?
What do you do with that?
Well, look at Joe Biden.
Yeah.
He was accused of rape.
Yeah.
It was
Heroin.
Kamala Harris during the debates accused of there was a rape, and that woman was
Oh,
up.
that's nice.
She's been shut up.
Someone said
She
something
said
nice
she
about
was in fear of her life.
I agree, Stacy.
Thank you.
100%.
What'd she say?
He said nice.
John
things.
Rustanish of Ron
I'm not
because he's the sweetest, dedicated husband. Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
John should run.
See?
And the rest of you guys out there are scumbags, so.
Come on. That's not nice.
Yeah.
They're-
All right,
And this is true.
honey, I admit it.
Melania, she speaks 6 different languages. This lady is like,
Yeah,
I don't see her as a
her
doormat.
statement that she put out to me, I thought was very humanizing of him. When she said that the thought of her and Barron losing him.
Yeah, so it doesn't
I
add up
just-
for me. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
She's got stature. She's she's strong. Why would she put up if he did these things?
Because he's a billionaire.
She's a guy's
she-
billionaire.
she came
She was a model. That's why she posed doing whatever.
Maybe she wants more.
from- She's got what she needs. She
But
does.
those people live
she
a
makes
different
it
world
happen
than
whenever
us.
she wants.
I think they're in a different world than us. Like we don't even understand.
yeah.
We don't even get what
No.
these people. We're in a whole other. They're almost like another being. Like we
Yeah,
don't even
you're
get
right.
what they do. They're
You can't understand
the
exactly.
money and the power and the stuff. And this guy's got 4 or 5 houses. And what do we know? I mean, that's all you know what I mean? I can't even say. I just know this. I've gotten to the point where, and the only reason I brought up that sexual assault thing is that you almost get it to where you can't even, when it comes to that, I don't even know if you can, you need a scoreboard.
The
So
problem,
I don't even know how to
right.
even,
You know what I think is funny?
it's almost like everyone, and then now I still got to vote.
What really hurts us is the fake news, though.
Oh my
Because
God.
everything. It's really all these things. The mainstream media is probably the number one problem.
Right,
They're spewing this poison all over. They want us arguing.
right.
They want us arguing. And so Donald Trump, he's fought his way through. So I'm going to give him full credit from there. He's,
What about the Tara Reid situation with Joe Biden? That was Monica Lewinsky all over again, except for he wasn't president. I mean, it was his intern, and he sexually abused her. So, like, I mean,
Who did that again?
Joe Biden.
Jill was the babysitter.
Yeah,
That was his babysitter.
yeah.
Did you know that?
So then once again, we're all we go into this. You got it, I guess. No longer does character matter because there's none.
That's my
So we just
Yeah.
wipe out that category from here on out.
Right.
If you're picking politicians, because
Right.
it's a mess.
yeah.
So, I'd rather have lunch with Nancy Reagan than Michelle Obama.
Me too.
Yeah, me too.
That's because one had class, the other doesn't.
Yeah, Nancy.
Yeah.
Nancy.
Hey, Mike.
Nancy would be interesting. I'll say that.
Yeah. She ran the country.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, she
Oh,
is.
give Ronnie some credit.
She did. She also
Like
opened up the border.
I like Ronnie too, but
She was the original.
Yeah.
Reagan,
Yeah.
was, yeah. Reagan was the original border
Hollywood
guy. He let all those in California. Remember what
Mhm.
he did? He was the original, and maybe it was her that made the decision. I don't know, but she was the original.
We have the boy we need at president. That's all I'm going to say. Let's give him. I'd like to see him have 4 years now and leave him alone.
Wouldn't
Yeah.
that be-
Buried him every day. He was there, and he still accomplished all that.
Now let me.
He didn't have to come back and run
Right.
again.
That's another
Mhm.
thing.
He did not have to come back and run again. He wants to make America better than what it is right now. He's trying to get people back to being humans and living decently and being able to live.
Yep.
That's why he came back. He doesn't have to run.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I said to John after the shooting. I said, you know what? This guy loves this country because when you have a bullet go through your ear, I bet you the real you comes out real quick.
And what did the
And,
real news
and
tell
the
you?
real you was pounding his fist saying, let's fight.
So now you can see why I would argue that I cannot equivocate Joe Biden and Donald Trump and say, well, they're both assholes. One is an American patriot. The other is a Chinese operative for all I know.
Right.
And so there I cannot
But
equivocate.
personally, in their personal life
personal
is
life.
what I'm saying. If people want to drag in all
Then,
that stuff,
then bring them all in.
And it's-
right,
You're
then,
going to find
then
them all.
yeah, then who are we
That's
gonna
the problem.
allow?
Kamala has quite a pass through from
Yeah.
there.
Seems like America
Who are we
was
gonna
never
allow?
the same after 9/11. I come across some old YouTube videos, and what the hell happened there? And it just made me tear up because everyone helped each other that day.
Yeah.
We are living in dark times, and now it seems some people forgot about 9/11.
Yeah.
Chris, if the government ever tells me that I can't teach about climate, it would likely be the Republican Party doing this. That is just as a big concern to me as much of what's been talked about. Trump had shown much contempt for some of the meteorological and climate organizations out there. these are the people who work behind the scenes to post the tornado warnings we received recently. For example, he's not just far from perfect, but in my opinion, no better than how you may see Biden. And there was a thing I don't.
The only difference between the two but with Donald Trump and climate change, they just don't want to slice our throats over it economically, while the other countries of this planet go unfettered and
They should stop them from teaching about meteorology
they don't.
and climate change because it's real. It is. It's real.
And Chris, I gotta say, I understand. This is what I'm saying. You vote. You
Right.
can't vote and say, I vote because I really like Joe Biden. I think he's a good guy. But you can vote and say, you know what? This makes a difference to me because the weather is my life. And
Isn't that a shame that it's come down to that?
I think,
And it kind of has.
I think the way they've handled climate change is a hoax.
yeah,
And I think Donald Trump, I don't know if you remember this, but the biggest carbon eater, because carbon's the problem, yes?
I think so. Yeah.
The biggest eater on the planet that intakes in carbon are trees. There was a plan under Donald Trump to plant 1 trillion trees. That in the meantime to try to get a grip on this thing. But instead, this group is pushing electric vehicles as a saving thing, and it's worse.
Right.
It's worse. We know they're unreliable, but the damage to the planet with lithium and cobalt and magnesium, which is slave labor, a lot of it in Africa, is filthy extraction process. It's very polluting. So the answer is really hydrogen in the long run, which is the best thing ever. The only waste product is water.
Right.
So in the meantime, we don't kill America's economy like what the Green New Deal's doing. They
Right.
spend trillions and trillions on the Green New Deal, and it's not going to take care of it. Nobody's going to buy electric vehicles. You watch. There might be a few around. It's going to fall right through. They can't support. And by the way, your electricity comes from coal burning plants.
the biggest thing is energy independence. That's a national security.
Good.
That's an economy. That's
Agreed.
everything. We need to produce energy here.
But
We
it's
need to
fossil
drill
fuel.
oil.
They're going to get you.
I'm saying I should turn that.
No, turn. That's why this is a very passionate thing that's happening. I mean, people's passions are about the highest I've
no.
ever experienced.
Chris is passing us.
Oh, Chris.
Chris,
Oh my God.
Rogerio?
Yeah.
Come on, Rogerio.
We're praying for you, Chris.
Come on, buddy.
No, remember when I
Oh my God. Yeah, you went during COVID.
Yeah.
shouldn't even have went.
He did weather on Channel 4. Did you ever see him?
Yeah.
He does a
I
great.
went to school, Chris.
He was a football player for me. Good football player.
Went to school.
His father, Ken, were
Yeah.
good friends. We're good friends.
Let me ask you guys this. If I'm
Are
trying
you
figure
want
out-
to ask us anything?
Yeah,
right.
Are you sure
Yeah,
about that? Are you sure about
New York is pushing some things too fast. Absolutely. Chris agrees with what you were saying about the climate. He believes that New York is really pushing things too fast.
Yeah, that's my point. Thank you. That's my
Yeah.
point. We need to deal with it in a smart manner. What they're doing is not. It's the opposite. So in the meantime, my concern, trees will help a lot. Get rid of how many places you see are just huge. Like our Summit Park Mall is a good example. These big cement areas, no more trees, and it's radiating heat. All of these solar panel fields that they're putting in now is radiating more heat into the air.
And
They're
causing
actually saying
tornadoes.
it's helping the tornado alley area create more tornadoes,
Yep.
which we just got.
Yeah, I just read something on that. The heat that they generate
Right.
is causing the,
Global warming.
yeah, and
Some of it.
the disruption in the atmosphere and causing a lot more of the tornadoes.
So that's the Green New Deal thing. And the solar panels are made in China, by the way. Solar panels are made in China. Take those out
Right.
and plant forests back. Put trees back where they belong. Let's get our cities more smart. Less concrete, more trees. They could do it.
And wouldn't it be nice? Like, wouldn't it be nice to get back to that, to trees and
You're not.
and things like that,
Okay.
and not
You're not getting no trees.
abandon?
Oh, no, Judge.
Rob Ford is an idiot, though.
Yeah.
He really is. I can't stand Rob Ford. He's good friends with Nicholas D'Angelo.
No, he's ignored everything, that guy.
Yeah, he ignores them.
He's the one I kind of taken about all this. I never even got a response.
I got a response.
This will never, I don't think this ever ends though. Like, there's gonna be no unification here.
Yeah.
No one, there's gonna be no unity.
Wait till the new guy comes in and watch what happens.
This is,
Oh,
gonna,
the other side's gonna go crazy. You're right.
there will be no unity. There's none. There can't be, because how could there be unity when you hear what you hear or you read what you read? I put a thing, this is what I posted on Facebook one day, and I was pissed. I wrote $3.65 with angry faces, the gas prices. I said gas prices. I put gas price 3.64 because that was the price. And I put 3 angry faces. All hell broke loose. It turned into a political
There
fight.
was like 80 comments.
Yeah, and these people started out
You did what?
because all I wrote was I was mad about the gas prices, but
Right.
I didn't really write it. I just wrote gas price $3.64 with angry faces, and people went nuts, absolutely crazy.
You should see what the people do under some of my videos of Nicholas D'Angelo when I'm trying to explain what he's done, everything. It turns into a huge political argument. Like all of a sudden they bring Biden and Trump into it, and they totally go
That's what
off
happened.
what I was talking about,
Right.
turn it into a political argument.
That's exactly what happened under that.
Hochul wants to ban charcoal grills and
Oh, yeah.
lawnmowers.
Here, look
Luckily,
at this.
luckily I got an electric.
Covering parking lots with solar panels. This is that article I was telling you about on the radiation of this heat, the creation of more heat. We need to get back. Nature can take care of a lot of this stuff.
Right.
Nature. Mankind can't do it. They're too greedy.
Yeah.
So trees, get back to that kind of thing.
People need to go out and hug a tree.
Yes,
They
that
need
would
to
be.
go hug a tree and
We would
hug
like
it.
you to have, when you feel good, we'll have to send you the link and you can come on, we
Yeah.
can talk climate.
Oh my
That'd
God,
be
I
great.
would love to.
One,
Thank you.
can I throw a little
Yep.
10-second science in? One pine tree, full pine tree cleans 80 pounds of pollution per year. One tree. 80 pounds of pollution.
Wow.
One pine tree.
We're gonna have Chris on. That'll be fun and that'll.
Get
be good.
material
We
in
can
here.
Talk about.
He's a worthy
climate.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris is a good
I said
guy.
I'm not an expert, so not as an expert, but so that some of the false info can be explained way better. I'm far from an alarmist. I think you'd find me reasonable, LOL. Yeah, I'm sure we would, and I think we'd have a lot of questions for you.
It would be good to get the other side
I
on
would-
things too.
And I would love to hear some climate stuff from Chris. Chris puts out some really, really interesting stuff.
Oh, he's good.
Yeah.
LaSalle boy, right, Chris?
That's, yeah, well, even though I didn't go to LaSalle, so Power Cats, but
Wait a minute, time out.
But
but I did go to Harry F. Abbott School with Chris.
oh, nice. That's great.
I could sing their
Yeah.
Chris and I could probably
Just
still
missed
sing
it.
their school song. They drilled that into our head like nobody's business.
I can sing the 79 song. I won't.
Yeah. I'll
Saving
do it.
Yeah, I'll save you all the
I'll
trouble
save
of
you.
me singing the Abbott song too. John tells me I don't sing well.
That's one thing we have a problem
She
with.
says
here.
I don't sing well.
We have to.
I try it in the shower every time. I mean,
I never said that. I'm tone deaf.
Oh,
he hates music.
Right.
who does?
John does.
Me, I got a disability.
Yeah,
Oh,
five,
wow.
They said
5%. We read about it. 5% of the
In the world.
population has this thing where they hate. Like
I don't
really-
listen. I don't listen to
Like
any.
for me, it's everything.
No,
Like
the music
sometimes
I
I
love and listen to is filthy. I don't know how I'm such a supporter of Me Too movement stuff, but I listen to the raunchy shit that I listen to. Oh my
Yeah,
god!
usually your songs
But-
start with bitch.
I'm all over the place. I'll tie you to the bed and set the house on fire, or I will go back to the Eagles. I mean,
I do
I'm all
everything
over
to
the
music.
place.
I paint to music. I put my Christmas lights up to music. I'm out there in the winter when it's snowing. I have the garage blaring.
If anybody cleans their house and doesn't listen to music while they do it, please send me a message and tell me how.
I can
Because-
tell you.
Well, no, other than you have a disability.
Oh,
Because I can't. Let me put this phone on and I'll get you clean real quick.
yeah. I don't know.
Silence, no.
I like to listen to music when I drive.
Oh yeah.
I like to listen to
I
it.
like music
I
constantly.
blast it when I'm driving.
Do you sing along?
No, I'm tone deaf.
I get in trouble all the time when we're camping.
I don't
Turn the
know.
music down. Not by her.
No, I have a problem. I've never ever I've never bought a piece of music. I've never nothing.
Like
I don't
feel
listen to
about
the
your
radio.
music,
I
I
don't-
don't feel about my music.
I don't do anything.
And see, and I love it both.
Yeah.
The
And
only
this is
difference
wrong
between
with me.
mine's music, yours is rap. One's
Hey,
talking, one's not.
Hey,
Sure.
it's
more than
not easy
talk.
to talk fast.
Don't you,
Yeah, I'll tell you the
don't you
Niagara-
young whippersnappers argue with me.
Yeah, the Niagara
But I'm-
Action's posting about missing children.
I'm with you,
You know,
Gary.
how the
Just
hell
the
is-
music is-
That's another thing. Thank you for bringing that.
Yeah, thank
Stop following or liking or sharing anything from the Niagara Action. It is still, and I
Getting
have
paid.
proof of it. I have legit proof
Yeah.
showing that Nicholas D'Angelo still owns and runs the Niagara Action page in the
It's paid.
website.
Yeah.
He's getting paid for it. $700 to $900 a month for it. He is getting paid for running that page. And he's posting about missing kids. He's not even allowed to be around kids under the age of 18. Why is he
Insane.
posting about young kids?
Right.
And
It's a
he's
good
having,
question.
and he's having a freaking kid himself.
I would,
Yeah,
What a scary, scary
I would-
thing that is.
I would love to
How
have
is it even allowed?
that, because I thought that this was going to be the toughest probation ever. You know, oh my God,
It
it's
was all a
so
joke.
difficult, and he'll never ever be able to. Yes, he is. He's
We
fine.
knew it was a joke from
He
the
can do whatever he
beginning.
wants. If he's online, I mean, I would always have thought that a guy registered like him would not. You just wouldn't be able to. Maybe if there is certain things. What's it say? He's posted.
Yeah, that's what he was doing during the whole 3 years that the case was going. He was doing stuff to get the attention off of himself.
Yep. Real fast. Here's another thing. In Lewiston, they're getting all, we got only a few minutes, but I wanted to bring this up. In Lewiston, they're getting all shook up because they're putting in a, marijuana dispensary on Center Street.
Oh, yeah, this is a good.
And, but I'm thinking to myself, but if you have a
Right.
if you had a liquor store there, would you say no to the liquor store? Probably not.
No.
It's a good argument.
So,
And it's even beyond bars because bars, people are going in there consuming the alcohol and then
Right.
driving home
or
and-
fighting.
or fighting or doing whatever. The people
True.
who are going to the dispensary are taking their medical
And going
marijuana home and going home and smoking it in the privacy of their home where there's benefits
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah, I don't know why they're getting so bent out of shape
Well,
Who's
because
getting bent out of shape?
Somebody's smoking
it
in
was online.
traffic.
It was on Facebook.
Somebody's smoking in traffic and like
Facebook.
smelling everywhere. I come to a stoplight and it's,
Because
Yeah, but
I
it's
smell
not,
people's
it's
driving.
not the same as alcohol. It's just not.
Well, buzz is a buzz there.
How many accidents are there from alcohol?
I'd say alcohol makes you more
Marijuana.
rowdy. I think marijuana chills you, right?
Yeah.
right, my whole thing is most of the places, because Robin uses it to get off of instead of using hydrocodone,
Yeah, right.
we go places that they're nice. No one's hanging around, no
No.
one's doing nothing. There's places on Buffalo Avenue that are really nice.
Beautiful. I
Go
love
inside there,
the
it's
sweetest woman that
right there on
always-
69th Street. I
Yeah,
think.
right by the sales.
Right by, right there.
The
There's a
park,
yeah, right across
Yeah,
the
the
street.
river.
Yeah,
That's where we saw the
Right
cliff.
from-
I go there all the
right
time.
across from the Best Western there. The
It's called Alchemy, and they're nice in there. It's clean, and no one's smoking, and no one smoke nothing in there. That's why I think they're
Oh, I'm sorry. You're talking about the chef.
Alchemy is.
Yeah,
Oh, I was talking about
right down the street from you guys on Buffalo Avenue
yeah.
on 69th Street.
and it's nice.
Yeah, it's clean.
Beautiful.
The people are nice. There's no one in. What I'm saying is, no one's hanging around smoking. No one's
Yeah.
doing nothing. You can't. You'll go. I mean,
I just get a little goofy now because you walk in Walmart, I smell it. You walk in Target, I smell it.
Well,
My
yeah,
worry
But
is,
that's because if I have a 6-pack in my trunk, you're not gonna smell it.
Right,
But
that's what you
if I've got a 1/4 ounce in my,
what about the vapes though? Aren't they not good for you?
I don't think they're great. I think there's a problem with them.
I would like to have a vape.
I think it does.
You talk about the marijuana vape?
And the other vapes.
Well, the other
Well,
vapor-
the other vapes are full of nicotine.
And they
so-
said,
But the vapor doesn't. Something about the vapor.
yeah, they were
Yeah.
saying there's stuff in that vapor, like metals and stuff that get into your lungs and could damage your lungs real bad. But then again,
But as far as a marijuana store opening up there, I don't know why they're getting so bent out
I
of
mean,
shape.
I liked the Clarkson House. It was beautiful when it was a restaurant. Sure, I mean, in the perfect world, the Clarkson House would still be there and we'd all be able to afford to go eat there, but that's not the world we live in. So I don't understand what the opposition is to the marijuana dispensary. It's not even like a marijuana bar. Like, we're not
it's just
talking
a
about.
place you go
Do
buy
they
it
have
here.
any alcohol
Yeah.
stores down there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I think maybe because it's Center Street, they're trying to keep it different, certain. But then again, you're right, they have bars all over the place.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what that's what I'm
agree.
saying. I don't know why they're so bent out of shape. I mean,
I just worry about
it's weird.
kids much younger now.
I know kids that are young that are smoking weed. They're doing nothing wrong. They're smoking and they're chilling at home. They're not going out drinking and partying. They're
Are they productive? Are
Yeah,
they going to
yeah,
school? They're not missing.
absolutely. Do they go to school?
I heard a report too out of Colorado, which was I think the first state.
Was always high and she's becoming a doctor.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's that?
Of her friend.
Oh, okay. I
Okay.
can't mention. That's right.
No. And, you know, I
Kids
mean,
go out
that's-
today, I mean, even the dogs, when they brought the dogs in, raided our locker and everything, because her locker was right next to mine and it smelled so bad. She didn't have any on her, but that's all you smelled was the pop coming off of her, because she had to smoke every morning before school or else she couldn't function.
Deal with it.
and now she's going
Now
to be a
she's
doctor.
Yeah.
I
mean,
guess
I
it comes
didn't
down
know
to the
that well,
person.
but I smoked before school.
Comes down to the person then, huh?
Yeah, I can't smoke, so,
No, he's
Exactly.
allergic to it. It's so funny. Oh my god.
yeah, I know, I get that. Really
Gummies.
bad.
We gotta do something with this music thing though.
I-
It hurts you?
No, it don't
hates
hurt
it.
me. No,
Drag-
calm down. I will listen to some, I will listen, but I'll listen to some of your stuff
Yes.
as long as it's something that I've heard before, like in the
It's
past.
not Billy Joel,
Yeah, I can't
not
listen to
certain
that.
Phil Collins, not
Bruce
country,
Springsteen, not country.
not Bruce Springsteen,
Yeah.
not R&B, not rap.
Yeah.
Nah.
Can we do classical?
I do like music. You know
I
what?
don't like classic.
I don't like
I want
words.
words.
See, I don't like, that's my problem is words.
Okay.
I don't mind to hear an instrument play. It's the word. I don't know what it is. It's the
Do you like
words.
symphonies
I get
or
turned
anything
on.
like that?
Yeah, like we went to see the
Orchestras?
BPO
I was happy with it.
and
yeah.
it was cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Something gets, I don't know what it is. I've been like this forever. We look, of course, there's a disability.
Yeah,
It's just
and-
unbelievable. Come on.
And I have the opposite disability. Like I need music to process my emotions.
Oh.
Like if I'm mad, I want to hear somebody else who's
It'll
mad.
chill you out.
And
I'm like
chills
doing
me
my
out.
makeup,
If
I
I'm
have to listen to music. I
make
have
me-
yeah, if I'm happy, I want to hear somebody else who's happy.
Yeah. I could have the worst day and I'll hear something from the Beatles.
Yep.
It takes me right away.
I guess I've used sports that for me is
Right.
that way. Like I could watch an old hockey game and I'll be happy. I put that
Something
on
you enjoy that.
and that's good for me. Or what I listen to in the car if I had my choice would just be AM radio.
Right.
It would be sports talk. or something.
Listen to
So
550. Over.
that's the only thing I guess I can compare it to, maybe
Right.
what you're trying to say. Because I don't even understand what you're talking
Like
about.
I love sports too, and sports are just as important as music to me, but there's just something about music that gets it out. Like it just does.
I took it. Is this still good?
Yeah, we're still going.
Hello. Look at that.
Where have you been? You've
Yeah.
been-
I'm comfortable. You guys got me comfortable. I got all my Trump stuff out. Wow.
Well, we should
I have to
probably.
apologize to Chris or something. I don't know.
He's coming on.
He's a good
You
boy.
think?
It's all I know about. Most of all, Chris is a great kid.
I have to bring you having another story again. Oh yeah,
That happened.
that's it. Well, yeah.
One time that happened, I took him to Darien Lake.
Oh, I stood like a total kid.
And they took the chairs away, and he was so mad so that they could make a mosh pit. And John, I have never seen him so mad. He was absolutely outraged. He's like, "Did I pay for this fucking chair? If I did, I want it back." And then he stood there like a totem pole the whole
Or-
concert.
They were jumping around. Yeah, yeah. That was a long
That
time
was
ago.
before we were married.
I did go to the Eagles with you though, so
Yes, you did.
Did you enjoy
Nice.
that?
yeah, it was all
It's rough on-
right.
It's
Well,
rough
it
on
gets
you.
me a little bit. I feel I
Anxiety.
feel tight chest when I hear this stuff, but it was okay. She was enjoying it, so I'm
Like, yeah, he thinks I'm great because I'm singing along and swaying to the music, and he's like,
Yeah, no, I just want to sit there, and I was glad we were on a seat.
and then they
And they
pissed
didn't
on
take
our
it.
car.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. Yeah, when they
The old lady, went into the parking garage and she
In
had a
Buffalo.
beer on the trunk of our brand new car.
before it got
At the
stripped.
only time we've ever had a new
nice
car.
yeah, and
She had the beer on the trunk of the car and she was around the other side with her
Kissing.
pants down.
Jesus
and
Christ.
she was like 65, 70.
Right there, right there in
I was
the
gonna
beer-
pop the trunk and but I figured it's gonna
Go
call
on.
go in the
EMS.
trunk. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to do that. You know, and
Madam, can I help you?
Yeah.
yeah,
Having
only.
a great time.
Yeah, I think she was.
Outside, yeah, that was in the handicap section of the parking garage at the Sabres Arena
Yeah,
after the
God.
Eagles concert. Yeah.
old
We
lady.
went to the Eagles when Don Henley's birthday.
Yeah.
Don Henley's birthday. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's too bad. I don't know what to do with it, but I've been all right.
I'll
Yeah,
send you one of
if
my
anybody-
favorite songs to listen to on the way home.
Yeah, if anybody has help, please send it.
You know, I took it to the Floyd, was it, Brit Floyd
Oh, yeah?
at Klein Hands? It was amazing. It was really, really good.
Was it?
Are you a Floyd fan enough?
So.
I got a song when you have the time. I'm gonna show you.
Okay.
If I could,
I love lyrics, Jerry.
if I can sit and relax,
You see this one song?
Two.
It's not
I
the
don't know.
normal
It's
Floyd
never been my.
Okay.
It's just
cool.
this one
I
particular
like
song.
when
If somebody said, give
I
me your
don't
favorite
like the
Pink Floyd,
music.
I
Right.
do that.
I can't.
It's
She was like, oh, look,
incredible.
50
It's-
cents.
But it's
I
the
go,
whole thing. It's not just this guy or this guy. It's all of
Is
it.
it-
I've never
With the
heard of
lines,
50
what
Cent
the
and
girls
that.
are singing.
I did not know
incredible
that.
girls. It's
That's
I'll tell you this. Yeah, I do like if I hear music from the past. There's some things that my grandmother liked that she'll play, and I'll think, oh, okay, this is all right. You know, there's some John Denver stuff that
Yeah,
gets
love
played.
John Denver.
Oh, I
And
love John.
I'm like, all right, you know, it reminds me of some things, and that's fine. But I would never seek it out. I just wouldn't. But anyways, that's for another
Well,
show.
at least you're, I'm giving you
Yeah.
an A for honesty. I'll tell you that.
So we should probably get going at 7:00. That was a good discussion.
Yeah.
Oh, we're done already?
We lost your followers. We did some. We had a great show.
Jerry and I were just starting to talk.
I know.
We were so quiet. Yeah.
No, Cindy, we will be back the following Wednesday. We won't be on this Wednesday with Katie. There's been some medical issues going on.
Okay.
Robin also has something on Wednesday, so we're gonna all come back the following Wednesday with the new episode of that. There's gonna be so much probably, I'm sure,
Yeah.
to get into.
Yes.
Thank you though I'm glad you remember
Yes,
that.
thank you.
do we know if her sister has been let out of ECMC?
There has not been a,
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
'Cause I haven't seen any.
Yeah, I think she's still there. Yeah, afterwards I'll tell you something.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll be back the following Wednesday. Anything that you can think of?
Chris, feel better.
Yeah, Chris, if you need anything, let us know.
Yeah, you're gonna come on.
Yeah.
Gonna get him on.
But get that stone out. And
Well, that's what
oh,
you can do.
God, I
You gotta
know
wait for the
that's
cleaning to get out.
awful.
It just comes out.
Oh,
Hopefully.
Yeah, there's nothing you could do.
Hopefully.
you will be in our prayers doing that, Chris.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's tough time.
Yeah.
But you'll get through it though. It'll go away. I did it.
Oh, look at you doing better already. He said, "Holy cow!"
Oh, good. Very good. All right, let's get out of here. Next week, I'm sure we won't be talking about this again because I think we have more stuff, other stuff. We'll probably have some more local stuff. This was a big story that we usually don't talk national stuff, but when you get someone shot like that,
I think it was
And
important.
and also Jerry was here, so
I promise I will be much nicer next time.
Scott, did I hear that there was a poster outside of Nick D'Angelo's house? Was that what I read, that I heard correctly? One got put outside of his house?
That's good.
I just hate it.
Yeah, that's great.
That is right. Yeah, let's see what he said. Yeah, I think I saw it.
Yeah.
I think I saw
Yeah.
it. He does have to. It's going to be interesting to see how they handle this with a child. I don't know how they handle it. Like I don't understand how that. Yeah, it did. There you go.
Oh, good.
You know what I mean? I don't know how they handle this situation. I guess he can see his own child.
We're not allowed to know the terms
Yeah.
of any of it, so.
right.
and
Boy, they really do.
We don't, we're
I'm
not
gonna have
allowed
to call this
know.
probation officer tomorrow. I'll get a hold of her if there's some things I'd like to say.
Yeah, because there's some information that maybe they'd like to know.
Yeah.
You know?
Outside Vulcan.
Scott, you're the best.
You are.
All right, let's get
You
out
and
of here.
Dana must keep busy with those signs.
Okay, what? Who?
Scott,
Oh yeah. I don't know if you're blowing their cover.
I mean, looking
Alleged.
for them.
Right.
Allegedly spotting
There's a
them.
lot of people.
There's a lot of people
I know.
putting out the sign.
Yeah.
There's a ton of people.
I mean, I can't believe the amount of people who have come forward and asked.
Just came to my house personally and
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
signs. Yeah.
Yeah.
A ton of people.
It's great.
Well, great show, guys, and thank you out there for participating with us. And,
Yes, thank you, everyone.
We should be all right. Are we good for Monday next week? I think
You're
so.
good for
I
Monday.
think so.
Yeah.
All right.
Following
I
Monday,
won't be
maybe
here.
not.
I'm going to
We'll be in
Rochester,
Rochester.
Oh,
so I won't
Okay.
be here, but
it'll,
it's not
be,
gonna stop you guys.
it'll be the three of us.
And then the following Monday, I have my colonoscopy.
Oh, geez.
No, it's for baby.
I know.
Yeah.
So sick of.
Yeah. All right. We'll be back next week and take care, everyone, if I can find a reason. Bye.